Hi everyone, Jimmy here with the Barger Beat. I did post yesterday or the day before, depending on when you're gonna see this one. Doing something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I I've been dragging my feet for a while, but when I look back on things, it's not so much as dragging my feet as just waiting for that pendulum to swing back. I want to introduce you to something that I've known for years, that I've been trying to implement in my life and have been, and it had great success. But now I'm wanting to take things to the next level. There's a book by Napoleon Hill. It's called Think and Grow Rich. This was written in 1937. I did go to my local library and check it out. Usually they may only have one or two copies, and it's checked out a lot. It's one of the most popular books that's ever been written, at least after the 1900s, and it has single-handedly helped one the most successful people that you've always heard of, but you've always wondered, wow, they must have caught a lucky break. The fact is they didn't. They knew there was a power in the universe. They didn't know how, they didn't know where, they just felt it, and they followed it. And it worked for them. And it's worked for me in my personal life, mentally, physically, and romantically. Now I'm wanting it to work financially, and it will. In turn, I want to teach you as I'm learning as well. This is going to be the first of 13 in the series. 13 because I'm going to teach you, and I'm going to learn along with you, the 13 principles of being successful. This has been used by historically has been used by the most successful people who have ever lived and continue to be successful to this day. That is why this book, Think and Grow Rich, is so important to so many multimillionaires, billionaires, but it's not always about money. It's also about what you want to make yourself happy. This, like I said, it's worked for me to get here, to get physically healthy, mentally healthy, and it helped me bring my current wife to me. She was using it too, and a lot of people, here's the thing, everyone uses it. Whether you believe in it or not, you're using it. This law of nature is as natural as gravity. You can't see it, but you know if you fall off a building, gravity does not care if you're good or bad. If you fed your children that day, got them off to bus, to school, and you were the greatest parent in the world, you trip and fall, you bump your head, gravity doesn't care. The same thing goes along with this law of nature called law of attraction. Whether you are saying positive things or negative things, it all comes back to you. This is all about what you put out, you get back. People complain a lot and wonder why bad things keep happening to them. Keep complaining and they keep coming. Some people need an awakening. Most people need an awakening. It could be in the form of a death in the family, a divorce, a business failing, a car accident, any sort of thing to give your system a jolt. Well, it's all about that rock bottom as well, of course. It's the same thing. You know, addicts say they hit a moment of clarity when they hit rock bottom. It's the same thing, that jolt. They will either decide to cave or they decide to get off their ass and do something about it. And from that moment on, they begin to use the law of attraction, better known as the secret, to their advantage. A lot of times they don't even know about it, but they just decide, damn it, I'm tired of this negative shit. Let's try this. And all of a sudden, things start falling into place. You don't need to know how. You don't even need to know when. You just need to know, and you need to do it. Now, I'm very serious about this, and this is, I don't mean to be too serious where you're like, okay, well, next. I'm just trying to let you know that this isn't bullshit. And through the stories I'm going to tell and the methods that I'm going to tell and teach you and learn on my own as well, along with you, we will all find out that not only can we bring goodness in our life by simply just changing the thoughts in our mind. Now, 13 principles of being successful. The first one we all have. The first one, it's definitely something that we've all had in our mind, but you feel it in here. Not necessarily your heart, but behind your heart. It's like your soul. It's something deep. You're meant for something. You're meant for something, and it drives you. You could be a child and be driven and focused and then just go straight. But, a lot of things happen as a kid. We don't have control. So it can be a long road as long as or a short road if we stay focused. But usually it'll be a long road, and we need that long road. Thomas Edison, you heard of him? He's famous for everything when it comes to electricity. He and Tesla both are very popular in that. Edison is an opportunist, and he took advantage, and he ran with it. Now, I'm not going to say you're not going to fail. You're going to fail, but you need to look at failure in a different way. How different? Thomas Edison. You know how many failures he had? 10,000. 10,000. I'll let that sink in. Can you imagine if he would have quit on 1,000? How many have quit on one? Even going 1,000, you'd be like, well, he really gave it a try. But no, he had desire. He had this burning desire to know what he needed to do. Not how, but what. And he just kept going and going. The first principle that we're going to learn today is desire. Now, I want to read a few things. This is straight from the book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. All of the people that we have ever known who have been inspired to use this secret have achieved noteworthy success in their chosen calling. In recollection of a lot of these successors, in recalling some of their own stories, some of them had no idea what the secret was, only that they were lucky opportunists. But once their story was told again, they realized what and how it happened. So here's the guarantee. Here's a guarantee that you can own. You'll learn it, you'll live it, and you'll know exactly how it works. And when you do, you will not fail again. Because even in your failures, you learn to succeed. Now, I lied to you. That wasn't from the book necessarily. It was from the book, but cycled through my own brain. I'll be reading directly from the book in a little bit as I end this episode. But first things first. Step 1, desire. Like I brought up how Edison had 10,000 failures. Henry Ford, he was a big one. One of the famous things that about Henry Ford's life, he always said, if you think you can, and if you think you can't, you're right. Those are his little ways to get out there. The secret. This has always been out there. It's just a matter of people being in tune and to understand. A lot of people want to put their faith in other things. They want to put their desire and their beliefs in other things instead of themselves. It always starts with you. So, burning desire. Again, this is something that probably even started with you as a child. You know that you're meant for something bigger than what you're there for. You have this desire to help people, to build things, to make things better for other people. That's the real key about things. The secret is not just about helping you or helping yourself, but it's also about giving and helping others. And that's why I'm doing this as well. This is just a little bit of what I want to do to help people. If I can just get one of you guys to buy or check out Think and Grow Rich out of the library or out of Barnes & Nobles if you want to purchase it, and you start reading it, I know it's going to help you. So I'm going to give you kind of a cliff notes in these next 13 videos. And like I said, this first one is desire. When you find your desire, you have to learn to feel your desire. Get in tune with yourself. Get in tune with what that feeling is. We all know about feelings. When something ain't right, you feel bad. You feel something's in danger. You get that intuition, that feeling of, that sinking feeling, right? When you think of happy thoughts or you see something delightful and wonderful and loving, that weight is lifted, but that there's still another energy inside you and makes you feel good. Those are what's telling you that's what's guiding you to the next step. What you have to do is you learn to hold on to those good feelings while you're thinking the thoughts and desires of what you want. Now, again, remember, all who have ever succeeded in life, they got off to a bad start. Heartbreak had befallen all whom had been successful. Whether it's a child that's passed away, whether it's a divorce, whether it's financial failure. Sometimes, you can't see the writing on the wall, but the universe does. And that means that chapter of your life is over, and now it's time to go to the next chapter. And so that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you, as well as myself, move on to the next chapter. When these failures happen, or when these heartaches happen, there ain't nothing that can motivate someone into another direction than heartbreak. And it seems that our system needs a jolt, some sort of dramatic attention to wake us up emotionally, to then wake us up physically, because we don't get out of bed before we open our eyes, do we? No, we have to feel awake before we can put our feet on the ground and stand up and start moving physically. Same thing, the exact same thing here. Soon you'll begin to see your other self come out on the other side of these heartbreaks. The other part of you that can push through anything, any crisis you can face, you can get through. It makes you go over either what you now want in your life, as well as what you don't want in your life, honestly. You begin to feel something in the pit of your stomach. First, it's the pain of your loss, but eventually, if you're able to center yourself, quiet your mind, and sometimes even quiet your heart, you will be able to feel the next stage of your grief. And the next stage of your grief is focus. That focus is the first thing that you want, because you want to then shut everything out and start getting your thoughts together. So you focus on what you want, and your fuel is your desire. That burning desire. keywords: fuel, obviously, that burning desire. The point where, like I said, even as a child, as you're going, you got this vision of yourself, of what you want to be, and then as you're trying to get to that level right here, life goes, nope. But even when you're going nope, you're still going up. There's no way you're not ever going up. You just may be going a little angle. Then you got to refocus. And then another life happens. Another life, little tricks happen in your life that just little bumps in the road. But see, those bumps in the road are not stopping you. They're helping you. They're making you stronger. It's taken me 23 years to get this strong. It's made 23 years to understand how strong I am and what I need to do and how I need to do it. Now, I'm not telling you that you're going to say, hey, I want $1 million. Oh, I'm worried about how that's going to happen. Oh, who am I going to meet? Don't worry about how it's going to happen at that moment. It's going to happen. You just have to set your mind as exactly what you want and don't waver. Don't worry about how it's going to happen. Just keep moving forward, whether it's writing a letter, making a phone call, sitting, daydreaming, thinking, envisioning. You always have to keep that picture in your mind of exactly what you want, because thoughts do become things. Henry Ford, Thomas Edison, they all came from thoughts. Okay? So, the first thing you should do with desire, step one, is make you a statement. Something that you will write down and you will read to yourself twice a day. Once when you wake up and once before you fall asleep. You want it to be the first thing that you think of when you wake up and the last thing you think of when you go to sleep. Those, when you hold in your mind and your heart those things and you begin to feel those things, that's when you start seeing your manifestation come to fruition. So, first off, you need to fix in your mind exactly what you want. Now, I know, I feel like I have everything in my life but that financial freedom. So right now, I understand the book is called Think and Grow Rich, but you can be rich family. You can be a rich family without money. I'm a rich family right now. I wouldn't say I'm poor, but I'm not where I want to be financially. So I'm going to concentrate on that financial freedom, but it's not like I'm just going to wish it to fall into my hands. That's the most important thing you have to understand. You got to do stuff. Yes, thinking is important, envisioning is important, but there is action involved. But here, let's not jump ahead. Let's start off right away with just the one step, and that's desire. And to get that desire focused, you make your personal statement. So, you need to be definite as the amount of happiness you wish for. Mine is the amount of money that I wish for. I have an exact amount that I want. Then, you determine exactly what you intend to give in return for receiving that which you desire. That's very important. I brought it up earlier. It's very important. You need to give. This isn't about just you as much as this exercise is, but the whole goal of everything is to help everyone, to pass it along, to either what you're dreaming of doing is to help somebody else out, as far as, like I said, inventing something that will help somebody else out. Someone in your family, has an ailment, and you're seeing all these things go on and it's not helping, so you begin to desire to do that. You don't know how, but that intention to help will push you. That law of attraction listens. It listens. It feels. It gets on the frequency that you're concentrating on. So, like I said, step one, get in your mind exactly what you want. Exactly. Not a, that would be okay. No, say it with a period at the end, or an exclamation point with a big circle around it with arrows pointing to it. Okay? You get it. You get it in there. There ain't nothing gonna waver. That's exactly what you want, and that's exactly what's gonna happen. Then you think about, again, you determine exactly what you intend to do for that. Because again, it's not just about you. You want to help people. This is about love. Love is the ultimate power behind the positivity of the law of attraction and the secret. One and the same. Now what you need to do is also, for step 3 of your statement, you need to establish a definite date when you intend to possess what you want, whether it's that money, whether it's that car, whatever you want. You need to fix in your brain the time frame in which you want to do it. Okay? Then you create a definite plan. The plan would be for carrying out your desire, and you need to begin it at once. Whether you're ready or not, you need to just put that plan into action. Again, you're not thinking of how, you're just going step 1, step 2, step 3. All right? So you write down what you want, what you're going to do for it, when you want it, and then you put that plan into action. What you need to do is write out a clear, concise statement of the amount of money you want, the amount of happiness you want, exactly what you want. You name the time limit. You state what you intend to give in return for what you are getting back. And you clearly plan exactly what you intend to do. You just write it down. And again, once you do that, you read aloud twice daily. First when you wake up, and then right before you close your eyes to go to sleep. Now, what I'm going to do is basically I'm going to tell you how my statement went. I'm not going to give the exact details of each and everything, but what I will do is grab my statement right now and I will read it to you so you see basically how I wrote out my statement. All right, be right back. All right, I am back. I had my statement next to my bed, as it is there and going to be there, and as well as my next statement says, when I fulfill this the newest success. Now, I'm not going to give you exact details of my statement, but I'll give you a basic outline of how I wrote this out. Now, I said mine was financial, so fill in the blanks with whatever you want, whether it's financial, whether you want to find the right man or woman to fulfill your life that way, or you want a new car, or you just want a new living environment. This is basically how mine goes. And all of these use the words I will, or I am doing this, or I am. I am is very important. If you follow or learned anything from Wayne Dyer, you know I am, right? Same thing with Tony Robbins. He's a very big proponent on the powerful words of I am. Now I'm using this and I'm saying I will acquire set amount by this date. And then I put in how I'm going to get to that step. I will save money everywhere I can to use towards these goals. Like I said, you bring in action. You just don't sit there and close your eyes and wish and pray. You also use action. You make a plan. And then from there, as the next step, you from that goal goes, you go to the next one. I will use what I got from that to then fund my next step, specifically going down the detail what you want. You don't have to write a book, just a short paragraph, 2-3 sentences, but be specific and don't use any type of words that are questioning. It's happening. You have to feel it and believe it, and it will happen. And then you use The next part is you explain to the universe, to your God, to whoever, to yourself, with that goal taking place, I will secure my financial freedom. In turn, I will teach the methods of this secret to help others learn how they, too, can achieve their dreams. Now, it seems pretty simple, right? It is. It is, and it isn't. Because a lot of us have a negative past, whether it's just bad things that happen to us or it's bad things that happen to us on top of bad influences in our life. And unfortunately, a lot of us, one of our first bad influencers could be our parents, or one parent, or a sister, or a brother, or a cousin, or an uncle. Some you think really highly of, that you've believed for a long time to help guide you. And unfortunately, they, as much as their intentions were good, it didn't work out. But now what I'm trying to tell is you have to get through those past situations and learn that you can achieve anything that you put your mind to. Now the next chapter, the next episode, the next principle is one of the most important that goes hand in hand with desire, and that is faith. Believe. You need to believe in yourself. You need to believe in your statement. You need to believe in your intentions as if you've already had them, as if you've already reached that goal. The feeling of, just think of the last thing that you succeeded in, whether it's a promotion at work, whether it's passing a driving test, whether it's, you clean your room, you didn't know exactly how to fold a fitted sheet, but damn it, I did it. Okay, you never think you can fold a fitted sheet, and then when you do, you're like, holy shit. Hopefully that keeps happening, right? Because we all don't know how to fold a fitted sheet. I'm trying to do a little bit. Anyways, remember how that felt. When you're in sports, any athletes out there, whether you're in junior high or high school or college, and you scored that goal, you hit that single or your home run, or you threw that touchdown pass or caught it or blocked that guy so the guy could run through, that feeling, that accomplishment, that holy shit, I did it. That's what you need to feel. That's what you need to remember. You need to hold it while you're reading your statement. You need to hold it while you're thinking about what you want. That's the desire, but you also need that faith behind it. You need to believe in yourself. Now I'm going to read directly from the book here, and it's pretty poignant. Bear with me, it's about just about a page and a half. Bear with my looking down. But try and just listen to my words the best I can. And of course, again, this is from Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. All right, this is revised, so the person that revised it kind of modernized it, So not only are there stories of Henry Ford and Thomas Edison and people that your grandparents know about mostly, or knew about at that time closely instead of just in history books like yourself, but also Steven Spielberg, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Ray Kroc. Who's that guy? You know him, the Golden Arches. So I'm going to read from this, and this will get us to the next chapter and to the next episode. Okay? All right. Ready? Ready. Before passing to the next chapter, kindle anew in your mind the fire of hope, faith, courage, and tolerance. If you have these states of mind and a working knowledge of the principles described, all else that you need will come to you when you are ready for it. Let Emerson state the thought in these words. Every proverb, every book, every byword that belongs to thee for aid, and comfort shall surely come home through open or winding passages. Every friend whom not thy fantastic will, but the great and tender soul in thee craveth, shall lock thee in his embrace. There's a difference between wishing for a thing and being ready to receive it. No one is ready for a thing until he believes he can acquire it. The state of mind must be belief, not mere hope or wish. Open-mindedness is essential for belief. Closed minds do not inspire faith, courage, or belief. Remember, no more often is required to aim high in life, to demand abundance and prosperity, than is required to accept misery and poverty. A great poet has correctly stated this universal truth through these lines. I bargained with life for a penny, and life would pay no more. However, I begged at evening when I counted my scanty store. For life is a just employer. He gives you what you ask. But once you have set the wages, why? You must bear the task. I worked for a menial's hire, only to learn, dismayed, that any wage I had asked of life, life would have willingly paid. Believe in yourself. Believe in your desire. Join me on the next principle of faith. Have a good evening, folks. This is Jimmy with the Barker Beat, and I hope you like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you, guys. Good night.